Hello guys, I just wanted to talk about video editing software, about the various versions out there, and just give you my thoughts, and perhaps this will be useful for some of you guys. Now, I've been doing a bit of looking up on various softwares, and obviously I know quite a bit about video editing. I'm just going to go through some of the basic ones you can buy. First of all, we can talk about Cyberlink Power Director. Now that's based loosely on a company called Cyberlink, which has always created good software for watching DVDs on PCs. They're not really a power user in the video editing, industry, so I wouldn't really go for that particular company. You also have Coral Video Studio, which again is based on their paint packages, which happened years ago. So again, I wouldn't really class them a very good package. Maxi Movie Editing Pro, again, it's more or less something that's unknown and not used very often in the industries. Roxy Creator, basically that's based on a CD burning package company, so they're not really specialists in video editing. Sony Movie Studio Platinum. Well, Sony has been around for a while because they have been in the industry of video editing, especially software such as Sony Vegas, which is a professional system that's used by some of the film companies. So anything Sony based tends to be pretty good. Nero Video, well, that's another burning software company, so I wouldn't really put much faith in their software. Movie Plus, it's probably some sort of budget type software. VideoPad, another unknown. AVS Video Editor, another budget software. Power Producer, there's not a lot known about that particular company, and the learning curve is quite high, so Power Producer isn't considered a good package to use. Roxy My DVD Video Lab, again similar to the Roxy Creator, except a bit more bigger in terms of what it can do. Coral DVD, again that's based loosely on Coral, which developed paint packages as well as design packages, so I wouldn't really consider them a good editing package. Personally, the main ones you want to be looking at if you really are serious about video editing are Adobe Premiere. Now, Adobe Premiere comes in various forms. One of them is obviously Adobe Premiere Elements, which is a cut down version of Adobe Premiere. Now, Adobe Premiere has been around for a very, very long time, and they are a good editing package to use. And I've used it myself in the past when I was at college. And for anyone who doesn't want to spend a lot of money, Adobe Premiere is a good way to go. Now, Adobe Premiere Elements retails under £100. You can go for Adobe Premiere, which you're talking around, depending on where you get it from, between £300 and £500. And then you can also go above that to Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro is very similar to Final Cut Pro in its appearance and look, and it is very similar in terms of how you use the system. Final Cut Pro, one of the best video editing systems out there. It's considered to be semi-professional, and it basically does everything you want it to do. A lot of people who are using it do love it and basically don't want to move from it. What you need to remember though is it's a system that is only available on a Mac computer, so if you have a PC, you're really limited to professional software is what you can use. Ideally, it comes down to this. You've got Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere and Avid. Those are your three main PC ones. and basically Final Cut Pro is mainly a Mac video editing software. You can use iMovie if you want to do it on a budget, but I would recommend Final Cut Pro if you're using the Macintosh platform. If you can afford Avid Express, please by all means get that for the PC, because it's a brilliant system. I've used it myself, and it's very easy to use. What I would recommend is, if you've got a PC, if you can afford Adobe Premiere, by all means go for that. If you've got more money to spend, you can go for Avid Express. You can get a cut down version of Adobe Premiere Elements, which is a lot cheaper, and it does everything you want it to do. You have transitions, you've got ability to cut where you see the timeline, and it's very easy and fluid in terms of moving. But all of them really, all the high-end video editing systems are very fluid in terms of how you can move your video images. You can put music on, you can shift things around, transitions, add music, put filters on, you name it, you can do it with Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro and Avid Express, and probably Sony Vegas as well. That's my roundup of video editing software. Hope it's been helpful. Personally, if I was a student on a budget, Adobe Premiere Elements would be the way I go. If I had a Mac computer, I'd go for Final Cut Pro, and if I were a PC user and I had a bit of money to spend because I was doing it seriously, I would either go for Adobe Premiere Pro or Avid Express. And I hope this has been helpful to anyone contemplating what video editing software to go for. And thank you for your time. Bye bye.